What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel, Lunaria33. Today I'm going to be doing a deck decluttering video, and the video is going to be recorded kind of all over the place because I'm going to be grabbing my camera and then we're just going to be going through the shelf as I'm talking through picking them out. Once I have the decks that I know for sure I'm going to either declutter or they're maybes, we're going to come back to my table and then we're going to go through the decks one last time to see if it's a for sure yes you're going or not. Although I don't know if I'm gonna film it like this, you know, showing my face, or if we're just gonna do the tabletop yet. But I guess you'll see once we get to that point. Anyways, let's go to my shelves. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna go through everything and then see what I'm gonna let go of. So yeah, let's get started right here. What's here? So for sure I'm gonna let go of these because these are pip decks, and I hate pip decks. Hate is a strong word. I dislike pip decks. So we're gonna grab these because these are going for sure. There is a deck in here that I'm gonna get rid of. This one. I'm getting rid of this one. These are kind of like wordy oracles. I haven't really used them as much, but I want to give them another chance, so we're gonna keep that. We're keeping this one. This one I think is a maybe. It's a really pretty deck, but we're gonna grab it and put it on the maybe. Tea leaves I'm keeping. Reincarnation cards I'm keeping. This one is, it's kind of like a Lenormand deck. It says fortune cards, but it doesn't feel like a fortune card deck. But this one is a maybe leaning towards a yes. So we're gonna grab this one. This one, Muladhara Tarot. This one was, if y'all saw the video on this deck here, this was actually my very first deck that someone actually sent me to review, sent me as a no cost to myself. Every other deck that I own though has been purchased from my own pocket, my own money. But this is the first one that was ever sent to me to review, although I don't really feel like I'm gonna click with it. So this is gonna be possibly a yes. I don't think it's gonna be a maybe, but we're gonna put it with the decluttered stash. All right, what else? We got these bootlegged ass Doreen Virtue cards. I knew these were bootlegged when I bought them because the real one is like an arm and a leg, or it's probably not out there anymore. This one though, I didn't know it was a bootleg copy when I purchased it. I was really mad, although I did get the original. But I'm not gonna use the bootleg copy, obviously, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. I kind of like how I'm getting a chance to rearrange my shelves too while we're doing this. This was great. All right, now we're gonna come down here. This one I kind of bought, well, a lot of these I kind of bought on a whim, to be honest, but this one is, I haven't really worked with this one as much. It just feels very Christian-y, if that makes sense. I'm not against Christians or Christianity, but it's just not my thing. I'll show you guys when we go through the decks, but this one is probably gonna go. This one, Earth Magic Oracle cards, is a maybe. The Enchanted Map is a maybe. You know what though? I might have two of these decks. We'll have to look. The Divine Feminine Oracle is gonna go. It's really pretty, but again, it feels too, it just doesn't feel like me. This one was bought on a whim, and I did add to the deck too, so I'll show you guys when we're done picking out the stash. What else is, oh shit, over here. Sorry, Animal Spirit book. Ooh, Wisdom of Avalon, that's a maybe. The Oracle of Seven Energies is a maybe. So the Lover's Oracle and the Heart Souls I'm keeping for sure. Just gonna move these here. Spellcasting is a maybe. Dream interpretation, I'm all about dream readings and dreams in general, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm keeping these babies. This is a big ass baby, but I'm keeping that. All right, I think we're good with this shelf. So let me just rearrange this shelf and then we're gonna move to that one. All right, that shelf has been rearranged. Now we're gonna move, oh, my knees. this one to this shelf. My Pokemon Tarot, I'm totally keeping that. That's a rare baby right there. Angel Answers is a maybe. Getting Dark Mirrors is a maybe. Black Moon Astrology is a maybe. Santa Muerte I'm keeping. See, here's my queen, my real Queen of the Moon. See, I told you I got the real one. These, actually, what's the one down here? What's this one? Oh. The one, I can't say the name right. Musuela? Something like that. This is a maybe. Numerology. That's a maybe. The Soul's Journeys is a maybe. Actually, this might just be a yes, but we'll see. Power Animal Oracle cards. Now, I love animal decks. If y'all have been following me for a while, you know I love animal decks. But it's just like the colors on this one, especially the backings, this just looks kind of gross, not gonna lie. So this is probably gonna be a yes. Native Spirit is a maybe. Nature Portals is a maybe. All right, let me rearrange this shelf. Give me 1 second. All right, so now we're on the bottom one, so I'm gonna place my camera here. The Bonefire Tarot. This is probably gonna be a maybe. Ooh, sorry, camera. This one is going. Oh my god, this is one of my very first Oracle decks, so that's staying. Keepers of the Light. Never used it. It was bought on a whim, so that's probably gonna go. Oracle of Fairies is probably a maybe. Gateway Oracle cards. I kind of thought this was something else, and then it wasn't, so this is probably gonna go. Wisdom of the Hidden Realms is probably gonna go. Crystal Spirits is a maybe. The Dragon Oracle cards is probably gonna go. Elemental Oracle. Ooh, look at that hollow. Is a maybe. Universe Has Your Back. It's a maybe. This is Notes from the Universe is a maybe. This one is staying because I love this deck. Sweet Ass Affirmations. All right, so this shelf is done. Let me fix it 1 second. All right, now we're on this side of my shelves. This is mainly tarot, and I think this was mainly Oracle. So let's see what we got. I think right off the bat, I kind of know what I'm gonna keep here. Just gotta move everything. So this one, the Curio Tarot, it's gonna leave, it's leaving. The Mystic Dreamers Tarot is gonna go. It's really nice, but I wasn't really feeling it. So that one's gonna go, if I can grab it. You know what, I'm kind of torn to get rid of the Force of Enchantment. That's a maybe. These two are maybes. Let me just try to grab them. So these two, the Force of Enchantment and Enchanted Dreams, are both maybes. Oh my god, this is a lot so far. All right, so that shelf is fixed-ish. Now we're gonna go to this one. Actually, I'm gonna grab my chair because my back hurts. All right, where were we? This one I am gonna keep. Pretty much the ones in a bag here. I think there's 4 with this one. In a bag I'm keeping. The Essential Tarot is a maybe, just because it's kind of pippish, but I do like that it's rainbowy. These two are maybes. They're like a, what do they call them? A Toracle deck? Where it's like, it says tarot in the name, but it's not a full 78 card deck. I think they're called Toracles. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. But this one is going. And then this one, Psychic Tarot Oracle deck is going. It's a 65 card deck, it's not 78 cards. The Good Tarot is a maybe. It's a really pretty deck, but the images sometimes confuse me. So this is a maybe. Now we're moving on to these. Sawyer's Path is a maybe. Faye and the Ferns is a maybe. All right, that shelf is organized now. So now we're gonna do this one, which is my last one. I think for the most part, most of these are gonna be kept too. But let's see. Sorry about the light, like right here. Here, let's see if I can put this lower. Okay. So let's see. This one, the cryptids is a maybe. These are, well, necromancer one I like. Steampunk one, I'm kind of, this is probably gonna be a maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it might be a maybe. We'll look at it. We're gonna do the final decision towards the end anyways, so I'm gonna put the Steampunk Tarot as a maybe. Let me just make space to like take it out. This one is a maybe. The Golden Tarot. I like the artwork. I haven't used it as much, but I do like this one, so I'm gonna keep that. The Tarot de Nuit, something like that. I never know how to say it. This one is probably gonna go. Healing Lights is probably gonna go. The Halloween Magic, this is a maybe. The Night Sun Tarot is a maybe. All right, so that shelf has been organized. We got some space. We got more space on the Oracle side now than my tarot side. And this is how many we're getting rid of. Well, not totally getting rid of, but these are the ones that are either going or they're maybes. So we're gonna look at all of them before we make our final definite decision. Actually, how many are in here? I wanna count. 51 decks that we're probably gonna declutter. Let's take a look at them and then make our final decision, I guess. All right, so I decided to do it this way so we can look at the cards a little bit closer and a little bit better to make our decision. It's in no particular order. I'm just grabbing decks as they're laid in front of me and we're just gonna go from there. Okay, so the Healing Light Tarot. Probably, well, I've never actually used it in a reading, so it's like brand spanking new, but it's pretty much, all of them kind of look like shadow people or outlines of a person. And I kind of forgot why I got this deck. It was probably one of those I bought on a whim, but you see how they're like just shadow people? I mean, it looks really cool. Makes me think of like stars, galaxies and stuff like that, but I'm not, like, I won't feel bad if it's gone, if that makes sense. And I've only shoveled it once when I did the flip through on it, so it's still pretty much brand new. Oh, I did also want to say all of the decks that are actually going to go are going to be listed on my website, which I'll leave a link in the description down below if you guys want to purchase one of the decks I'm letting go of, with the exception of one that I'm just going to do in a giveaway, which I'll let you know at the end of the video. But I'm going to offer deck edging services for those decks. Obviously, it's going to cost a little bit more if you want me to edge the deck before I ship it out to you. But yeah, just take a look at my website. You'll see the info will be right there. But this one is, I think it's gonna go. It's the first one we're getting rid of, guys. Next is the Black Flame Tarot. I got this on Etsy. So I really like the artwork, but I think the ones that are shown also on the website when I had purchased it. Oh, I got it on Etsy. I don't know if I said that earlier for this deck, but when I saw the cards or the pictures of the cards that they had, it was just, I'm assuming it was just like court cards and the majors. And like a dummy, I didn't look more into it. I didn't research more into it, and I didn't know it was a pip deck. Also, customer pictures at the time did not really show that it was a pip deck either. Never used, totally still brand new. We're just gonna take a look at some of the cards. Queen of Pentagrams, Ace of Pentagrams. Here, let's see. Let me just show you some of these. See, very, very pippish. That's not my jam. And the backs also feel very busy. And this is the guidebook that it comes with, just so y'all know. It's one of these. So this one is definitely gonna go because I can't do pip decks. I didn't know it was gonna be a pip deck. Kind of bummed because the artwork is very pretty. But this one is leaving. Next we have, oh, this is totally upside down, the Dark Mirror Oracle. Oh my god, I forgot my box was like dinged. That's how it came, by the way, so yeah. Oh, I edged this one. Never actually really used it though. The thing with these cards too is they're, I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, probably. You see how it's kind of having that weird bow thing going on? That's how the cards came when I got them. If you look at my haul video where this deck is in there, you'll see when I was like, what the hell, why does it look like that? It's probably the type of paper used, I think. But this one, I did edge it, but I don't remember having really used it. I do like the artwork though. And I feel like these would be good to use in my shadow versus light readings. Naked before the stars? You're not naked, liar. Whoa. Oh, I thought, oh, look at his hand. Jesus Christ. You know what? I think I might give this one another chance. I'm gonna give this another chance. I'm gonna give it another chance. You are saved, Dark Mirror. Angel Answers by Radley Valentine. Used to be Baron Reed. Is this all of them? Yeah, okay. These colors though, it's like cheese yellow and fuchsia or something. So this one, probably gonna go. It's probably gonna go. Plus I already have, I bought the Book of Answers, which has a lot more answers to pick from than this deck. So I feel like I don't really need this deck. And some of the answers on here honestly don't really click with me either. And I'm not much of a fan of the colors, like the cheese yellow going on. So yeah, this one's gonna go. Oh, by the way, I totally like decked out my Book of Answers. You wanna see it? You wanna see? Here, let me show you. Totally unrelated to this video, but I'll show you. 1 second. Oh, here's my Book of Answers. Totally decked out by moi. It's not done yet though. This is the cover. If y'all saw my last haul video, you'll see what it looked like before, which is totally different than what it looks like now. This is what I put on the inside for both back covers. And then this is what took long as hell. Not, oh, I didn't even show you the edging. Look at, I used my glittery black ink here to edge it. It's so pretty. But what took the longest is the sheets, because all of the sheets I colored in rainbow. It's so pretty. This took hours, by the way. Total probably, well, it's not even done, but I think so far it's taken me over 20 hours total. But yeah, so I'm just gonna use this as opposed to, you know, this deck here. So yeah, the Angel Answers deck is going because I got my Book of Answers right here. Okay, so this one, it's a bootleg little Queen of the Moon Oracle. So if y'all saw the beginning of the video, you know I bought the real one. I thought this was the real one at first, but it wasn't. So I hunted down the real one and I got it finally. So I'm not gonna keep this. Obviously I'm gonna get rid of it, but I think I edged it. Yeah. With my glittery black ink, which I make, by the way. pretty. You can barely see like the hollow glitter, but it's there. So this one is gonna go. Numerology guidance cards. Again, another deck that have not used, though I've been wanting to for readings. They're very like plain though. It's a geometric shape. I think all of them are the same geometric shape, and then specific colors, which I found interesting because if some of y'all have been following me for a while, you know that I'm into color theory, the psychology and symbolism behind color. So I've been wanting to use these, and they're really good with themes of a reading. Like, let's say you were to do a general reading, but the person asking for it they ask for a general because they don't really know what they need to hear at that time, usually. So this would be a good deck to like use to pull out, for example, here, you get this card for that general reading. So then you'll know, okay, well then I guess the theme is spiritual career. And then you'll do your tarot cards to elaborate on the theme. Does that make sense? So that's what I wanted to use this deck for. I'm kind of wanting to give it another chance because like I said, I haven't used it and I wanted to in readings. It's not that aesthetically pleasing, I'll say that, because they're all, like I said, the same geometric shape and then various different colors. I don't know. I do have decks that already can provide themes. Or you can also just use your same tarot deck to pull one card as the theme of the reading. I think I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, I do have other decks that can provide themes. I have quite a few actually. So I'm gonna let this baby go. We have the Essential Tarot. Oh, you know what? That reminded me, I was gonna do a rainbow deck collection, and this was gonna be one of them in there. So essentially this is what they look like. So they are kind of pippish, right? You don't really get much out of this Nine of Pentacles card. Look at the Eight of Wands. Is that a hair? Ew, my bad. It's not mine, I swear. But you see how it's very pippish? The colors look pretty though, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't feel like I'd really get a lot out of it. So I think this one is gonna go. I thought I was gonna like it because like I said, I'm into color and rainbows. I love rainbows, but it's just too simple. You would think something that looks simple would be easier, you know, but not for me. I need it to be busy. I need something for me to study within the art and things like that, if that makes any sense. So I think I'm gonna let this one go. Next is the Knight of Spirit. This one, I just wasn't feeling it like I thought it was. I also kind of bought it on a whim. Was this Hay House, by the way? Is it? Yeah, Hay House. On a whim a while ago when Hay House had, I think it was 50% off their decks. This was like a while ago too. Very beautiful deck. I'm just not clicking with it. So this one is gonna go. Ooh, look at these blues. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Look at that moon. Okay, so this one is going. Y'all, this video is gonna be like freaking 2 or 3 hours long. Sawyer's Path, the Tarot Journey. This one is a very beautiful, vibrant deck. Borderless. The colors are very vibrant. That's what I loved about the deck when I saw it, when I clicked purchase. But it's not, I don't see myself in this deck, if that makes sense. I probably would see myself more if everybody were skeletal figures, because that's how we are in the inside. You know what I mean? But, oh my god, look at this wheel. But I don't feel or see myself in this deck. aside from it being very colorful and, you know, full of rainbows and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna let this one go. Another deck, actually most of these decks I have not used, but yeah. It's borderless too, this is how it came. So there's no numbers or titles on the cards, it's just the image, which might make it a bit hard for some people to like read off the bat what card that is, but it's very self-explanatory. Like this to me, like I already know, okay, this is the page. One thing that gives it away for me is the hat with the little frou-frou feather here, which I'm used to seeing in the original RWS. But like this, we know, 5 of Pentacles. Even if like the pentacles were kind of cut off, the figures here give me 5 of Pentacles vibes, and the snowflakes, things like that. So there's symbolism from the original RWS artwork incorporated in this deck to make it an easy read. So yeah, this one is gonna go. Next is the Soul's Journey lesson cards. Can I open that? There we go. This one, I think I was also gonna use like themes in a reading, but these seem more like affirmations. If you read like here, empathy, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. I acknowledge fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. It's all like, I do this, I do that. Do you know what I mean, jelly beans? So yeah, this one is gonna go. Black Moon astrology cards. Oh shit, my bad crystals. Are you okay? Okay, so this one I got with the intention of helping me get back into astrology. I might cut the borders too, it's a bit chunky. Well, actually, no, we gotta wait. If I'm selling it, you know, I don't wanna like cut the borders if the person who's buying it doesn't want the borders cut, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I got this one with the intentions of learning just a bit more about astrology, which I have not yet, or also using them in readings to see if maybe a certain zodiac sign comes out and that's the focus, like that's who we're talking about in the reading. But yeah, I just never got around to it, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. I do have another astrology deck. You guys probably saw it when I was grabbing my decks out, so I think I might just stick with that one and give this one up. So this one is going. The deck whose name I always forget how to say, even though some of y'all let me know, which thanks, by the way. This one I think I edged, but have not really used. I edged it in my glittery hollow black ink. You can kind of see the hollow glitter. This is also another one of those decks that kind of bows on its own. But I haven't really used this deck that much. Although I really love the artwork. It's just very interesting. I think I got it on a whim because of the artwork. Like a part of me kind of wants to cut off the names and the keywords and then just go off of what the artwork makes me feel. You know, like I'm tempted to do that and use it, read it more intuitively. But I think I'm gonna get rid of this one. Yeah, this one's going. Next we have the Anne Stokes Gothic Tarot. This is another one that I didn't know was gonna be a pip deck. I do like that it's tiny though, it's very pocket size. I don't really have many pocket sized tarot decks. These are the backs. And they do have different languages for the cards too, which is pretty cool. Let's see, for example here, 8 of Cups. So obviously there's 1 cup there, but the 8 would be off the bats. So you'd count the bats for the suit of cups. It's just 1 cup in the middle and then however many bats based on the number of the card in there. The court cards and the majors are really nice though, but it's just, you know, it's obviously a pip deck. Like here is our wands. So you just have the 1 wand in the middle and then the dragons here to represent what number wand card. So here it's the 4 of wands, so you got 4 dragons. Here we got the 3 of wands. You got 3 dragons, you know what I mean? Like I can't get anything off of that. I was really hoping it wouldn't be a pip deck because I love Anne Stokes' art. So this one's gonna go. Next is the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. I still don't feel like this is a fortune card deck. It just doesn't feel that way to me. It feels more like some sort of trying to be a Lenormand deck, if that makes sense. These cards stuck, by the way. If you saw my haul video and or flip through of it, you will know. So that's how the cards ended up being when I was trying to do the flip through. It's because of this type of gilding. I hate this gilding. It's the one that makes your cards stick. But yeah, to me it just kind of comes out more, it doesn't come out like fortune cards. At least it doesn't feel like fortune cards to me. The artwork is kind of like, eh. I think some of the cards probably feel, oh, there's 2 ships. More Lenormand than others, if that makes sense. But yeah, this one's gonna go. Wisdom of Avalon. I think this is one of Colette's older decks. This one is pretty interesting. You got your number right there, keyword, and then a little bit more keywords on some of it here, or a key phrase like the goblin, the wounded human, the eagle, and then here you have key words down there. Again, another deck I got on a whim. I'm just not feeling it. It's time to let it go. Letting it go. It's really nice though, but I just don't feel this one. Like I won't feel bad letting it go, even though I didn't really use it. I'm just looking at it. It's like, why? Why? Because it was on sale. It was one of those, what do they call them? Impulse buys. There you go. Spellcasting oracle cards. I do love that they're matte. Well, matte-ish. And the artwork is kind of cool. It's very dreamy. Like these would be pretty good to use for a dream reading. I kind of want to give this one, look at the kitty, another chance. See, this is another deck that you can use for like themes, or what did I call it? Themes or the focus of a reading. I think I'm gonna give this one another chance. You are saved. The Fatum character creation deck. This one, I didn't think the cards would be so small, and I also thought it was gonna be a better quality cards. But how I was gonna use this deck is, obviously most of these are reversible, right? Well, here you have human, but male and female, you know? Here, this one isn't reversible. This one is. You have palace and you have castle. You have cave and then you have ruins. So it's pretty interesting to maybe have used in a reading like a past life, or to tell a story. Oh, see, look, this one's cute. Son, daughter. 2 different gnomes. I'm kind of leaning towards a maybe keeping it, but I'm not sure. Oh, and then the other thing where I was like, this doesn't look complete is that there's a lot of white empty space on some of the cards, as if they didn't complete it. Like this, the fact that this is here, obviously looks like something's missing. Like, where's the sword, you know? Does that make sense? But yeah, I think I'm gonna put this one to go. Yeah, so this one's gonna go. Oh, and the backs are all different types of colors and symbols. It's explained in the book, and you also get I guess a tarot cloth or a tablecloth that shows you where or how to place the cards to tell the story of your character. It's an interesting deck. I kind of just wish the cards themselves were of a better quality too and a bit bigger. Like, I thought it was gonna be the size of this box, but it wasn't. So this one is gonna go. The Night Sun Tarot. I thought I was gonna click with this deck because of like the artwork and all that, but it feels like it's, how should I explain this? It feels like it's from a world, boobies, that I'm not from, if that makes any sense. Or it's not that it's not me or it's not my aesthetic, whatever you want to call it, but it doesn't feel like it's a part of me. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels, the world in here feels different than what I thought it was gonna feel like. Does that make any sense? It probably doesn't. It might also be how the art is, because I really love the concept, but I think it also might be how it's drawn or illustrated. But yeah, this one is gonna go. And next we have the Cryptid Tarot. Now this one I got because like the title, Cryptid. Cryptids in general are pretty interesting. Oh, there's no guidebook, by the way. This just tells you which card is what cryptid. Oh, look at this star. That's so cute. Like, some of these cards, I really like how they look, and other ones, I'm kind of a little confused. Ten of Swords. This looks like the Loch Ness Monster. But I like how it's holding the wand. But I'm not, like, I do like some of the artwork that's in here, but I'm not being called to use the deck. You know, like, oh, like today I'm gonna use the Cryptids Tarot. Does that make sense? So I think that's why I'm gonna give this one up. Take me to Yolita. Because, I mean, I'm sure somebody else might get better use of it. Like, I like it, but I don't feel drawn to be like, oh, I'm gonna use that deck today. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna like it like that, but I didn't. So this one's gonna go. Next is the Oracle of 7 Energies. Ooh, crinkly box. I love these backings because it's rainbows. And I like that it's matte. I think this one was one of those that was a maybe. This type of artwork makes me think of dreams. But I think some of the phrases don't click with me. A part of me does just want to cut off the phrases, and maybe that might, you know, make it better, but I really like the art. It's just some of the, see, this is pretty. It's just that some of the phrases here, it's like, oh, that's cute. I feel like I saw this in one of our other decks. The same thing with 2 elephants. We'll see, because I have a few of her decks that we're putting in this video. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this one up. I do like that it's matte though. We are giving this one up. This is Sawyer's Nature Portals. There's no book. And is this a, oh. It's a round deck. It was already edged. That's how it came. And there's no names or anything. It's pretty much just an animal on the card. Wait, dropping stuff. But I mean, if you're familiar with animals, then you know what animal it's gonna be. Look at this pretty spider. So I liked that this is a round deck, because you don't see many round decks. Hold on, I wanna look at this mouse. Look at that cute mouse. And I didn't want to use this in readings. It also helps like differentiate, you know, your cards from the other ones that you're using, because most of the ones that we use are what, rectangular or squared. I think I might give this another chance. Oh, these are the bags, which is pretty cool because you can kind of see spot claws. I think I'm gonna give it another chance. Yeah, I'll give it another chance. You're saved. Next is the Gudio Tarot, which came in this box. It also came with a cool coin, which was I think it was a Halloween special at the time. Which honestly, I might just keep the coin, because like I don't have many yes or no coins. I'm keeping the coins, so if somebody purchases this deck for me, you're gonna get it in this fancy box in the deck. One thing that I noticed in this deck is that the sides look kind of worn out. And I haven't used this deck. I only shuffled it once when I did a flip through, but that's how the sides are normally. I was gonna edge it too, but anyways. So this one is a very dark kind of, I guess gothic-y, grungy. RWS, fully illustrated. So you got your pictures. Let's see, here we go. 4 of Cups. Most of the people have skull faces or half skull faces. But I'm just not called to reach for the deck, and I feel like maybe somebody else would get use of it. Especially if you like, you know, this grungy kind of dark artwork. Oh, look at these blues. Man, you see the sides? That's how the deck is. Really weird. But like I said, I'm gonna be offering deck edging services for the decks that I am getting rid of. So if you want me to edge it, it'd be an extra, you know, charge obviously, but the offer's there. So this one is going. All right, so what happened was, I don't even know if this is like a remake of this deck or not, but in my last haul video, if y'all seen it, I got the Enchanted Map Oracle cards again. So yeah, I don't know if this is an updated version of this one or if art was changed in this one from this one. I did a quick flip through of this deck before I started recording just to see. I can't believe I bought it possibly twice. All right, let's look at this version though. They're both glossy from what I can remember. But I think the newer version doesn't have borders. You know what, let's compare them. Just so you guys can see. They're both glossy, right? The glossy feels, this one feels more smooth, this one doesn't. So this is borderless, and because it's borderless, you're kind of closer to the art. The titles are also changed. The numbers are a different color. But yeah, so that's the difference in here. I'm probably just gonna keep this version because this is borderless. And I kind of prefer that. So this version of the Enchanted Map Oracle, which is the older version, is gonna go. And I'll just keep the updated version. The Divine Feminine Oracle. I etched this one. I did a video on it. Big ass guidebook. So this one just feels too religion-y for me, if that makes any sense. I etched it in a red gold. So like in a certain angle it looks, or like an orange red gold, it looks red, but then, you know, when you move it around, you see like a gold going on there. But yeah, it's matte too. It just feels like that to me. It feels too religion-y, if that makes any sense. It's a very pretty deck, but I don't see myself wanting to really reach for it. I had fun edging it though. So yeah, this one is gonna go. I tried to match the backs, is what I was going for when I edged it, because the backs have like the red, some orange, and then gold going on. So that's what I was going for when I edged it. So this one is going. Oracle of Fairies. This one I have not used as well. But I do like that you have a decent, you know, phrase on the bottom. I'm just not digging the art as much as are those badgers? As much as I thought I would. So I'm probably gonna let this one go. Next is the Halloween Magic Tarot. This one also came with the coins. I got it on a Halloween special, and yes, I'm gonna keep the coin. It's my coin. When I first got this deck, at the time, it was my most expensive deck. It says boo. With this one, I'm kind of like indifferent about the artwork. Although I do like that it's Halloween themed. I hate the titles. I wish this could have been, I don't know, thinner looking text or font. The artwork is really interesting though. I just wish the text was, I don't know, smaller or different. Does that make sense? Or maybe, well, if I cut it, maybe. Well, no, I feel like if I cut off the text part, some of these cards, I'm gonna be like, what is this? You know? Oh my God, it's a skeleton hand coming out of the water. But I think that's like my only pet peeve really with this one. Look at this Hierophant. There's a lot of weed in there. Is that supposed to be Frankenstein? The Frankenstein monster? But that's pretty much, I feel like that's my only real pet peeve with it. I might give it another chance. We'll give you another chance. You have been saved. Dragon Oracle cards. This box is hard to open. There we go. Now I love dragons, right? But there's something about the layout of this deck that I'm not digging. It's probably, maybe this to me just looks too wordy. I don't know. You know what would be cool though? Oh, if we just use the dragons without the text. Ooh, tempting. Now I want to work on a project. But if I do that, I'm not going to know the name of the dragon. I'm just going to go off of like, you know, intuition, what the dragon is making me feel. Like this one, silver dragon. I wouldn't know that it's silver. I can see gray tones, but I also noticed that there's a key, the winds underneath them, the galaxies around them, like things like that I would start reading. This would be pretty interesting to modify that way, but I think I am going to give this one up. Next is the Earth Magic Oracle cards. Ooh. Oh, these are the bags. This one, I think, was another deck that I was kind of pretty excited to use in reading, because I like that it focuses on, well, obviously earthly things, you know, earth magic and stuff like that, but it's very to the point. It's simple, but the artwork gives me a lot to read off of too, you know, and the keywords and the name of each card is straight to the point, but I like that I have more to study in the artwork. Like, look at this one. Oh my god, those are turtles. Look at those turtles. Actually, there's a lot of creatures right here. But like, you know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna give this one another chance. Oh, I see blue. Yeah. You have been saved. I can't even read it. Art through the Starstream Oracle. Oh shit. So this one, I forgot what I was thinking when I ordered this one. I think I saw this on someone's like pick a pile or pick a card reading months ago. And I was like, what is that deck? I want it. But then when I got it, I'm like, oh no, I don't like it. It feels too Christian-y. And like I said, I'm not against Christians or Christianity. It's just not my thing. It's just not me. So I am gonna be getting this one. I'm getting rid of it is what I'm trying to say. Boobies. Don't look at the boobies. But yeah, it's just not me. It's not me. Elephants. So this one's going. Next is Notes from the Universe on Love and Connections. Ugh. Or not an oracle. Well, I guess it can fall into under oracle, but it's an affirmation deck. So you have part of an affirmation on the back and more in the front. Now I don't have many affirmation decks, but I think the ones that I'm more drawn to are like the in your face affirmations, or the ones that don't just give you like lovey-dovey messages, if that makes any sense. So I'm not really called to grab this one as much as my other decks, so I'm gonna give this one up. This is one of those torical, whatever kind of decks. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart, but it's only 65 cards. We all know tarot is 78. There we go. So this one, now I was gonna initially use this for, off of obviously the keywords and the images, but I was gonna use it for like focal points or themes for a reading. I obviously wasn't gonna use it as a tarot deck, but looking at the other decks that I'm, you know, keeping that are not in this video or in this pile, I don't see it really fitting fitting with the aesthetic of the other decks. So I feel like if I were to do a reading and bust this deck out with like all my other decks that I'm using, it'll stand out in a not so aesthetically pleasing way. Does that make sense? Or at least for me, like I'd be bothered. I'd be I'd be like, that doesn't look right. Let me use another deck. I don't know. I'm not making sense, but I'm not gonna keep this one. There's also stuff on chakras. I don't know the chakras. I think initially my plan was to just take off the chakra cards and use it that way, but yeah. This would be really nice to edge green. This one is going. Next is the Mystical Shaman Oracle. This deck is very pretty. It's a decent, ooh, cracky, crinkly guidebook. What was I saying? Oh, it's a box within a box. I forgot. And I do like that the cards are matte. I prefer matte cards, matte or the soft touch finish with these cards. And I like the color palette too. It kind of reminds me of the Colette's Animal deck that I like. It's one of my faves and I forgot the name of it. But it makes me think of, you know, that artwork or that kind of color palette. Just a little bit toned down, because the other deck that I can't remember is more vibrant. This one is also vibrant, but in different tones, if that makes sense. But I also feel like I haven't really given this deck Icy Blues. Look at these blues. Oh my god, there's a person back here. That's cool. I feel like I haven't given this deck much of a chance either. And I do like that it's matte. So there's just, I think I just have to study the book more. I think I'm gonna give it another chance. Yeah, we'll give it another chance. You are saved. So we're gonna take a little pause here because I've been recording for like 3 hours now. It's probably not 3 hours for you guys up to this point, but I still have half the pile to go. So let's just take a little break. Don't leave though, because I'm just gonna continue the video, but I'm just gonna take a little break. So BRB. All right, we're back. It's literally another day for me to finish the other half of the video. So we're just gonna get back into it. Again, in no particular order. So here we have the Elemental Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. I think I have 1 or 2 of Stacy's other decks. And I do like the other decks. I like, you know, essentially how the artwork or would this be a collage? You know, this type of artwork is. It calls to me, if that makes sense. But for some reason, this deck's keywords are not deep enough for me. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like a lot of the keywords that go with the title or the name of the card, to me, the best and easiest way I can describe it is like, duh, you know, like, of course, give me something else that I wouldn't have thought that would go with the card. So I think that's one reason why I was kind of like, I don't know, there was just something, I thought I was gonna like it, I really did, and then it just wasn't clicking. So I think this one is gonna go. Oh, I like this one. It makes you think of the scene in Tangled where they let the lanterns go in the sky. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let this one go. So this one is going. Next is Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. I think this is one of Colette's, is it Colette? Her old decks. Oh, she even got a younger picture of herself on there. This one, I honestly have not gotten a chance to really use it. But it was also kind of an impulse buy because it was on sale. It was one of those 50% off kind of decks. I mean, I won't feel bad if I don't have it anymore. Like, I won't notice it, you know what I mean? So I think this one is gonna go. Next is The Fae and the Ferns Tarot by Samantha Sawyer. This one, it's a very pretty deck, and I love, can I get this card out? I like that it's hollow. There we go. But a lot of the cards were kind of confusing, not only because some of them are kind of pippish, but for example, like court cards, some of them have, let's say the cups. Are these all upside down? No, not all of them. What was I saying? Oh, so for the cups, like let's say Knight of Cups. Usually like with the court cards, we would see like one cup or one, you know, suit item and then the court figures. But in this deck, for example, we'll say the Knight of Cups. Normally we're used to seeing one cup with the knight, right? But in this deck, they would throw in like 3 cups or 5 cups with the knight, you know, and that to me throws me off because I see the cups and I'm thinking, is this the 5 of cups or is this the 4 of cups? And then I notice like, no, it's a court card. So I get confused and thrown off by that. Like here's an example. This is the King of Swords and there's 5 swords in there. You could have just done without these swords and just have the 1 sword or the 1 suit item and the king. So stuff like that just threw me off and it was kind of making me click less and less with the deck. It's a very beautiful deck, but I don't really see myself wanting to use it as much because of that. Like I don't want to be confused when I'm trying to give a reading. See, like look at this one, the Knight of Swords. There's just 1 sword there. This one makes sense. But the King of Swords had 5 swords and that one was like, what? You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna let this one go because of that. It's really pretty. I love the hollow. Oh, here are the backs. Wait, that's not the back. Here are the backs. The backs are not hollow, but the fronts are. And then it doesn't come with the book, but it comes with like info cards that gives you some keywords and well, not key phrases, keywords. So this one is going. Next we have Gateway Oracle cards. This one was the one where I kind of thought it was going to be something else, but it wasn't. Although it does give me like dream reading vibes, if that makes any sense. It was also an impulse buy because it was on sale. So this one is gonna go. Next is the Power Animal Oracle cards. So like I said, when I was picking out the decks in the beginning of the video, I do love animal decks, but like the combination of elements and colors and the general aesthetic of this type of deck is not very appealing to me. I think it's probably these yellow borders. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the color yellow. It's not one of the my faves in my color palette, you know. I mean, I'm usually purple, blue, or red, or black, or silver. Like that's me. That's my color palette right there. But like yellow is not, I don't know, it's just not appealing. And I was thinking like, oh, well, what if I could just chop off, you know, the whole yellow part of the card and then just keep the image with the animal, because we have this, we have the key phrase. We're gonna be getting rid of obviously the name of the animal, but we know what animal it is. I was gonna say aminal. Animal. But we know what animal it is, but then we'll lose this keyword. But I think, you know, it's fine. We can do without that keyword if we were to modify it. But I'm kind of too lazy to modify it too. Oh, and see, some of them kind of stick out of this border, so that's not gonna work out. See, this buffalo butt is sticking out. I don't want to cut the buffalo butt out. Yeah, this one's gonna go. Oh, and these are the backs. I am not a fan of the backs. Next are the crystal, next is the Crystal Spirits Oracle. By Colette Baron Reed. This one, where did my ribbon go? It's like right here, but I can't get it. So this one, oh my god, I forgot this guidebook is fat as heck. She's thick. It's a thick guidebook. Ooh, holographic. Okay, focus. So this one, I got it because I obviously wanted to start learning more about crystals, but I was kind of hoping like the card itself would have more than just the name of the crystal, you know, like give me the name and a keyword or a key phrase to go with the crystal or its healing properties or something. But it didn't. So, I mean, the only thing that I would honestly like use this deck for is like placements for pick a card or pick a pile readings. For example, like, I don't know, you put, this is pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, and then use it that way. That's really the only way that I have used it too. I mean, they're really beautiful, like they're beautiful cards, and the crystals look really pretty. But I love labradorite. I have a lot of labradorite on my table here, my altar. But like, if that's all I'm gonna use it for, I can honestly use like other decks for that too. Or like items that I have as like, pick this pile, pick that pile, pick that pile. So I think this one is gonna go. There's another crystal deck that I was looking at that does do that, where it has the crystal, the name of the crystal, and either a few keywords or like a key phrase. So I'm probably gonna replace this one with that deck, although I forgot the name of it. But anyways, this one is gonna go. Next is The Universe Has Your Back. So this one, I think this was like one of the first affirmation decks that I got. But then I started realizing that I kind of prefer the in your face with humor affirmations instead of always the lovey-dovey ones, if that makes any sense. Like the in your face with humor affirmations, you know, still provide a hint of kindness, but in a different way. And these are okay, but I just started, you know, straying off from these kind of affirmations. I also have other decks that are like affirmations of self-help or self-love. This one, it feels a little different from those decks. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But I'm just not really drawn to picking this deck out for affirmations. I always go to my in your face with humor affirmations. So this one is gonna go. Next is a Toracle deck. It's the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. It's like, it was like the other, I forgot the name of I think the other one was called the Psychic Heart or something like that. But it's pretty much the same concept. So it's only 65 cards. It's not 78 like a tarot deck. And I was also going to use this deck kind of as like the theme or focal points in a reading. But I haven't really reached for it as much. And I feel like it also kind of, it won't really fit with the aesthetics of my other decks in my readings. I mean, I think the keywords and all that jazz are really good though, but I'm not reaching for it as much as I thought I was gonna. And I feel like somebody else would probably have better use for this deck, you know? So this one is gonna go. Next is the Steampunk Tarot. This one, where did I get that? Oh, this big ass book too. It's a thick book. I think I got this one at a divination store. I think. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I etched this one a while back. I etched it with my homemade inks that I sell in my Etsy shop, which I'll link down below. I did it in the color Smoke. That's the name of the ink. It's kind of like a gunmetal gray, and they all have shimmer as well. So this one is edged. Now it's an RWS clone. It's just like steampunk based, but I don't feel like I reach out for this one as much. I mean, it does fit my general aesthetic for the other decks that I do have. So I'm kind of debating whether or not to give it another chance. Because like, I feel like this is, you know, it's an easy read. It is an easy read. It does fit the aesthetic of my other decks. I just feel, because I don't reach for it as much, that I should, you know, declutter it. But oh, look at our Three of Swords. But I kind of want to give it another chance. I mean, we can always like do another declutter video and then put it back up, you know? See, this is when you gotta think whether or not you want to get rid of something. Ooh, this looks like the Iron Giant except scarier. You know what? I will give you another chance. We'll give you another chance. I think if I do more pick-a-pile or pick-a-card readings and start using the decks more and throw this one in there, then, you know, it'll get good use out of it. So I'm gonna give it another chance. You have been saved, Steampunk Tarot. Next is the Mystic Dreamer Tarot. So this one I thought it was gonna be something more than what I originally saw. I saw it on a reading on someone else's pick-a-pile or pick-a-card, I believe. It was either that or like their tarot collection or deck collection video. And the backs intrigued me. I also like that the edgings here, it's like old parchment aged paper, which I think is really cool. Same thing with the front. But I think the artwork that's like mixed with CG and photography, I'm not really clicking with. And me, I'm obviously all about, you know, the artwork. If I don't click with the artwork as much as I thought I was gonna, then I'm most likely not really gonna use it. Oh, look at this death card. And also because the title had the word, you know, dream in it, I was like, ooh, I'm probably gonna like this deck. But then that didn't happen. So this one is gonna, this Lover's card. This one is gonna go. Next we have this little tiny Lenormand deck, the Sawyer's Lenormand. This one I think I bought in a bundle, which Jamie Sawyer had with like a slight discount way back in the day, where she had 3 of her decks together as a bundle, and this was one of them that came with it. Now, I like that the artwork is very, you know, bright and vibrant, but I do have another Lenormand deck that I find myself reaching for and using more than this one. So because of that, this one is gonna go. Next we have the Muladhara Tarot. This one, and here's the guidebook. It doesn't fit in the box. It came like this when it was sent to me. This is the very first deck that was actually sent to me to review. All other decks that I have ever owned, I purchased myself, but this is the first one that was sent to me by Pentagram Publishing. Thank you so much, by the way. These are the backs. Now the deck is very, well, if you guys know what Muladhara is, it's one of the chakras. I'm not familiar with chakras, but I know this is one of the chakras when I was like trying to look it up what that meant. But it's a very you know, like sexually explicit deck, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea. And the color palette is predominantly the same. It's like reds, deep burgundies, browns, muted yellows, things like that. I'm more rainbows. So that's another thing why I'm like, this deck is cool, but it's not, I don't see myself like wanting to reach out to use it. Not because of like it's sexually explicit, because I have decks like that I use. But it's just, it doesn't suit me, if that makes any sense. So with this deck, I am most likely going to do a giveaway for eventually, because it was, you know, gifted to me. I would be gifting it to somebody else. So stay tuned for that though. Next we have Forest of Enchantment Tarot. This is a very earthy deck. It's also another deck that I edged with my own inks. I used 2 colors with this one. I think I used my coffee one to make the green a bit darker. I think I also used jade. I don't remember, but they're on my website again. But this is what it looks like. Now this one, the only reason why I put it in here, I think I put it in here as a maybe, but the main reason why I put it in here is because this, like a lot of the suits, well, all of the suits are changed, the names are changed. A lot of the majors are changed, like the names, which kind of, well, here's one of them, the fairy wind. It's one of the majors. Right off the bat, I'm not really gonna know which one this is, and I don't really memorize the majors off of their, you know, their numbers. I memorize the majors off of their name and off of, you know, the artwork that would be related to their name, things like that. I'm more like visual that way. I'm not like visual with numbers. I'm visual with words and art, if that makes any sense. And I think that's one reason why I'm like, I don't know about this deck. It's a very, very beautiful deck. I love that it incorporates a lot of fairy tales in here, which is great for storytelling. But it's not that I don't really reach for this deck, but I'm kind of afraid to because of that. Because of a lot of things being switched up. And I don't want to keep it just because it's pretty. You know what I mean? So I think it kind of hurts to say, but I think I'm gonna let this one go. Next we have The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. This is another deck that I feel is really, really pretty. The artwork makes me think of dreams. This will be a really good deck to use in dream readings. And although it's technically a fully illustrated deck, a lot of them, a part of me feels it's kind of pippish just because it's a figure and 4 items representing the suit. I don't really see much else going on with a lot of the cards. Does that make sense? I love these colors though. They're so vibrant and pretty. Like here are 3 of water. The water, which would be the suit of cups, here would be represented by 3 pearls. But this image alone doesn't scream or tell me 3 of cups. So that's the main reason why I would, you know, I put this deck in here because of that. Like, I do love the artwork. It's really pretty, like I said, and I'd love to use these in dream readings. However, it's simplistic in a particular way. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like pippish, but not pippish, but to me it visually feels pippish because of how I personally read. And I think because of that, I won't really get much use out of it. See, some of the cards like here, the 8 of water would be the 8 of cups. The body language here is already triggering, you know, a memory of the original artwork of the RWS 8 of cups. So I, you know, would recognize the card and the energy that, you know, comes off of the meaning of the card for this one. But a lot of them are not like that. And I don't want to have to, you know, take so much pauses trying to remember. It's like 4 of earth, okay. 4 of pentacles. But I know what the 4 of Pentacles card is, but because this card is in front of me, my brain cannot compute. Does that make sense? Look at this, 2 of water, 2 of cups, pretty goldfish. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to let this one go. 7 of fire. Are these fireflies? What is this? They look like dragonflies. We're just gonna say they're dragonflies, but 7 of fire, you have 7 dragonflies. This would be the 7 of wands, but it gives me more 6 of wands vibes because of the unicorn being present and the body language of the unicorn. And if you know the 6 of wands, it's about praise, you know, congratulations, stuff like that. I get more of those vibes, but it's not the Six of Wands. It's technically the Seven of Wands, and that kind of throws me off. But anyways, enough said. So this deck is gonna go, unfortunately, even though it's so pretty. Can't keep a deck just because it's pretty. Next we have the Sixth Sense Connection Oracle cards. So this one was Impulse Buy. It was another one that was like on sale. This one I'm just not a fan of the layout or the type of artwork. It feels like old video game CG / photography mixed in one. So yeah, this one is gonna go. Next is the Bonefire Tarot. I don't remember if I said this was a maybe or what. Well, firstly, I didn't like how the deck came packaged. It was one of those that had like a divider or whatever in the middle of plastic, and the half of the deck was placed on each end. It's kind of awkward. I don't like that. So I obviously threw that part out. But I was hoping that it was matte. I don't remember if somebody on my flip through video of this deck said that the original, the indie version, was matte. If it was, I kind of wished I grabbed that version, because this version is glossy. I also don't really like that they have double titles, because the artist already incorporates the title of the card in their artwork, but then the publisher has made their own title on the bottom. I mean, you could, you know, cut this off with that. Oh, that would mess up the back though. So there's that. The artwork is really cool. It's one of those very busy, full of symbolism kind of decks. Look at this Three of Swords. But I'm also too lazy to modify. I mean, I don't know, should I? I'm kind of afraid to be honest. To try to modify a deck. I mean, it's a first time for everything, right? I feel like if I were to keep this one, I can always make it matte. There's matte laminations. I'm sure it'll pick up. Because I do really like the artwork. And the artist not too long ago came out with another deck that they had on Kickstarter. I think that was solely based on Frida Kahlo. So I do like their artwork and the fact that they have so much in here to use to read, you know. There's just something about the double titles that is just annoying. I think I'm gonna give it another chance. And attempt to modify this deck, which is going to be really interesting because I've never done that before. So my plan is to make the cards matte, right? Using a matte lamination. Cut these titles off and then round these corners and reback the backs of it, because if I cut the titles off, this is obviously going to look wonky, you know? So I'm gonna give the Bonefire Tarot another chance. You have been saved, Bonefire Tarot. And it's gonna be pretty interesting trying to redo the deck. Next is the Keepers of Light. This was another impulse buy because it was like half off. So I have not really used this deck at all. And I don't really feel bad not using the deck, actually. So I think this one, we're good with letting this one go, guys. We're good with letting this one go. Next is the Tarot of Enchanted Dreams. Now this is a very, oh, it's one of those other decks that came like separated in a weird way, so I threw out that plastic bit. So yeah, but this is a very pretty deck. It's huge too. It's not your normal tarot size, and it has that type of gilding, so the cards kind of stuck when I was doing the flip through originally. which I don't think I ever posted on my channel for some reason. But I do like the way that the colors flow in here. But one thing that I noticed that I try not to let get to me, but fortunately it does, is that the cards feel stretched. Or not the cards, the artwork feels stretched. And you can kind of see it on a lot of the faces. Now I know obviously like there's some people that have, you know, naturally long faces. I do, I'm one of them. But some of the faces in here, it doesn't look like, you know, that's how their face looks. It looks like they were stretched. So it's just one thing I can't really get past. But I do love, you know, how the art looks and the colors, and even like, it has kind of like this old look to it, or grungy, partially grungy look to it. Does that make sense? I wanted to like this deck. I thought I was gonna like this deck because this deck was also on my wish list for probably 6 or more months till I managed to get it. And unfortunately at the time there wasn't a lot of pictures of the cards. So kind of just like, I'm probably gonna like it because the word dreams is in the title. And then the other thing too that I noticed is that this face is reused, I think, on all of the pages. So that kind of bothers me. Oh, here we go. Here's the Page of Cups. You're twins, kinda. I don't know, there's just some things in here where it's like, what? But generally it's pretty. But like I said before, I don't wanna keep a deck just because it's pretty and not use it. I wanna keep a deck because it's pretty and I wanna use it, you know? So this one is gonna go. Next is Tarot de la Nuit. I don't speak French, I don't know. I don't think I bought this one on a whim or like impulse buy. I think I honestly bought it because I was really drawn to the photography. Like, it's very dark and beautiful. But then I started noticing like, wait, I can't really use it. Me, obviously. Other people can use it, fine. I etched this one in a deep violet. This one doesn't have shimmer. You can't really see it that well on camera, but it is a deep violet. In person you can see it, but on camera, not that much. But I love that, like I said, it's dark photography, kind of like this gothic beauty feel to it. But I found myself saying that I can't really read with it. And I don't want to keep it just because it's pretty, because I'm not going to use it. So I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants this deck too. So this one is gonna go, as pretty as it is. That's so pretty. This one would be good in like dream readings too. It feels very dreamy. Oh my god, it's Elsa. So pretty. Page of Pentacles. I feel like they should have used Elsa for Page of Cups. You know, because like ice, water, just saying. Anyways, I think that was the last deck. Let me go count to see how many we actually decluttered. 1 second, give me 1 second, because I know it was a lot too. All right, well, these are all the decks that are going, and it's 43 out of the 51, which isn't bad at all for my first decluttering. All of these decks are going to be listed on my website if you guys want to purchase them, minus the one that I got to review. That's going to be, you know, given out in a giveaway eventually. Yeah, just go check out my website if you guys are interested in getting any of these decks. They will obviously be at a more discounted price than what they're currently going for, regular retail price. So yeah, if you guys stuck to this part of the video, leave the sun emoji in the comments, just so I know. Because like, damn, you guys are troopers to stick for this long of a video. All right, well, I'm gonna go because I'm tired. Don't forget to like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.